more time we get the regular season started in two weight classes who have yet to take center stage. Welterweights and lightweights begin their quest for a $1 million championship through our PFL season. If you're not familiar with the way a PFL season works, let me explain it to you. We have 10 fighters in each weight class, 6 different weight classes. 2 regular season fights for each fighter. Points for wins, 3 points for a win. Bonus points if you can gain a finish in any round. Top 4 fighters in each division on points will make the playoffs. At the end of the playoffs is a $1 million championship in every single division. Sean O'Connell here with the legends, Randy Couture and Kenny Florian. We got a big card coming up tomorrow night. No less than 5 PFL belt holders stepping back into the smart cage for the beginning of the toughest test in the sport.
Absolutely. You got to front load your camps, make sure you're in great shape, get your weight under control so you can manage your injuries and get ready to fight again in 8 weeks. It doesn't get any tougher than that.
And Kenny, as I said, there are 5 people who have made it through a season successfully, taken down a $1 million championship, gold belts in the collection and the trophy case at home. Is there an advantage for the people who've been there before?
Oh, I think so. No question about it. Having been here, you know the process, you know how to manage your camps, and again, being in for all those rounds really counts. But there's a lot of great new talent as well.
We'll get to all of it, but let's start with one of those returning champs, the Canadian gangster Olivier Aubin-Mercier. He won a championship last year, Randy, in emphatic fashion. He's still yet to taste defeat inside the smart cage.
This guy is one of those guys that calculates a game plan and manages to stick to it no matter what happens, and it works for him. He's just that diligent about what he's doing. His hands are great. He's a well-rounded fighter. Here's a guy that trained with George St. Pierre for years at TriStar up in Quebec City. He can do it all. He's great on the ground. His ground and pound is good. He will figure out chinks in your armor, and he will stick to it and find a way to win, just like he did last season.
Well, he's probably going to need to be in championship form to start out this season, because standing in front of him is a guy making his long-awaited PFL debut, Hurricane Shane Burgos.
Yeah, that's right. He's been in a lot of classic fights. He's a guy who loves to move forward. He is extremely durable, loves to get in the pocket and trade. He has tremendous hands, has excellent kicks. He's a guy who will absolutely fight to the very end. He is going up a weight class now, coming up at 155 pounds, but I think this is a weight class that he's much better suited for.
And if that highlight reel is anything to judge by, he's gained the weight the right way.
Yeah,
not exactly looking sloppy at 155 pounds. Let's talk about another lightweight, Randy. One of my favorites on the roster, a guy who might be the most exciting lightweight in the world, Cassius Clay Collard.
Man, this guy's amazing. While everybody was sitting on their laurels and in quarantine, this guy put on the boxing gloves and was the spoiler for a lot of professional boxers. Brings amazing footwork, amazing hands, controls that range, wants to step right in the pocket and let those hands go. You better tie him on tight if you're facing Clay Collard, because he comes to fight every single time. He's great on the ground as well. He's a well-rounded fighter. Here he is pounding out Anthony Pettis. That's the kind of competitor this guy is.
So he comes in now 30 years of age, Clay Collard, a little bit more seasoned, a little bit more experienced, and he's facing a guy who might just be an old version of Clay Collard, or I should say a younger version of Clay Collard. Yamato Nishikawa, this kid at 20 years of age already has 30 pro fights.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. And again, I love his story. Obviously comes from Japan. His father wanted to be a professional fighter. It didn't work out for him. He said, oh, well, you know what? I'm going to have a son. I'm going to make him a professional fighter. Again, this guy never went to kindergarten, never went to formal school. His schooling was all about learning about fighting and being a professional martial artist. He's tremendous on the ground. He's very aggressive. Can't wait for this fight between him and Collard.
I'm not going to lie, Kenny, that sounds completely made up.
That is a true story.
That sounds like a plot to a martial arts movie.
Did I mention that he walks around barefoot as well, because that's the way he fights? Did I mention that?
Well, it's going to be an exciting matchup.
I think I watched this TV series when I was a kid, right? It was called Kung Fu.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's where Kenny got that. But the fight is a great one nonetheless. Let's take a look at the whole main card in just a second. First, with more on this matchup, is Brett Okamoto.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. I mean, Clay has been obviously very, very entertaining over the last 2 years, but the results have not been ones that he has been completely satisfied with, right? 2021, he was bounced from the semifinals of the playoffs due to a controversial decision. Last year, split decision. He didn't even make the playoffs, came up just short. And during those last 2 years, he and his family have gone through some personal tragedy, some personal loss as well. He talked about it this week. It has been a work for him to even walk into the cage tomorrow here in the PFL.
They say hard times make hard men, right? Like it's been a struggle just to get to this point for me, and it's been a hard time, and I'm a hard mother. Pardon my French. I'm a hard man. My opponent, he's young, he's hungry. I think he's on a 10-fight win streak. He might try to stand for the first part of it, but as soon as I start putting hands on him, I almost guarantee I'm gonna see him trying to wrestle me. So, tough young kid, he's fighting a grown-ass man.
So, man, you could see the mindset that Clay Collard is coming into the 2023 PFL season, but also some additional skills. This guy has changed things up, guys. Everything from his training camp to his coaches. You know, Sean, you asked him at the fighter meeting, you know, did you think about taking any boxing matches in the offseason? No, he's been sharpening his blade, is the way he put it, for 2023. I'm excited to see the new skills that Clay Collard will be bringing to the table this year, guys.
It's an exciting prospect because he was already an incredibly well-rounded mixed martial artist. So at 30 years of age, still improving, a title contender potentially in Cassius Clay Collard. Now let's take a look at the whole main card. First fight will be at 7 on ESPN. We'll simulcast on ESPN Plus and ESPN Deportes. We start the action at welterweight, Magomed Umalatov, Delano Taylor. Taylor, of course, a runner-up a year ago. Carlos Leal, Challenger Series product, taking on David Zawada. We got a bonus heavyweight bout, Dennis Goltsov and Cesar Ferreira. And then we already talked about Clay Collard versus Nishikawa and Shane Burgos. Look at that. A favorite as we look at the odds over last year's champion. Randy, can we talk about how spoiled we are that we start the action tomorrow with Magomed Umalatov and Delano Taylor?
Amazing. You know, last season we started this Challenger Series thing. We had a bunch of great talent come through. Delano Taylor is one of those. Came all the way through the Challenger Series, the regular season, and made it to the finals last season. Came up a little short. This guy's got a ton of ability. He's young. He's hungry. We'll talk about letting those hands go, stepping in the park, and here he's against the Red King, Rory McDonald, and putting Rory into retirement. This guy has got a very, very bright future in this sport. He's got a great head on his shoulders, and he believes he's being overlooked by a lot of people.
He came up just short against Sadabusi in the championship fight last year. He's only 26 years old. Bright future ahead of Delano Taylor, but he wants the success now. Kenny, let's talk about another feature bout on that main card. Another Challenger Series veteran in Carlos Leal.
Yeah, that's right. This is a very tough Brazilian fighter. Extremely dangerous, both on the feet and on the ground. Very, very aggressive. We saw him at the PFL Challenger Series. He came in like an absolute tornado, just moving forward, always pursuing the knockout or the submission. A lot of fun to watch. And we say, you know, this guy with a lot of potential. Then he goes out and proves that he's more than just potential. But went out there and defeated two-time world champion here in the PFL, Ray Cooper III, and really won the fight everywhere, which was one of the most impressive wins of the year.
So 5 incredible fights on ESPN and simulcast on ESPN Plus. But wait, there's more. I love being the infomercial guy when it comes to fights. Look at this. The fight card continues on ESPN Plus exclusively, 9:30 Eastern Time. Natan Schultz versus Stevie Ray. That's a runner-up versus a 2-time champion. Welterweight showcase bout after that. Bruno Miranda and Ahmed Amir both making their regular season debuts. The same is true of Shane Mitchell and Naib Lopez. Lopez is still undefeated as a rising prospect from Mexico. Haush Manfield, he's got a gold belt at home. He takes on Alexander Martinez, perennial contender. Magomed Karamov, better known as Maga Millions, is a big-time favorite as we take a look at the odds. And Sadabusi looking to become a repeat champion at welterweight to start that effort against Jarrah Al-Salawi. All right, a bunch of really excellent fights. Randy, who do you have your eye on?
Sadabusi, Denzel, Swedish Denzel Washington. He started at 185 with us. This is his 5th season in the PFL. He's made it all the way to semifinals. Last year, he made it all the way to finals and became the champion finally. Starting his 5th, looking to repeat this season. Long, rangy, has been doing his camps here in the States at Extreme Couture, trying to shore up his wrestling. Magomed Kirimov, another returning champion. Here he is against Ray Cooper, winning the 2018 title. This guy's got great hands, all the Dagestani wrestling to go with that. This guy's tough for anybody to deal with in this weight class.
All right, so on this portion of the card, 2 former welterweight champs with a belt apiece. But Kenny is going to one-up you, Randy, because he's going to talk about lightweights, 2 returning lightweights with 3 belts between them.
That's right. They also happen to be best friends. They train at American Top Team. They've been doing so for a very long time. They're basically like family. Natan Schultz comes from that judo background, has some of the best judo trips and judo takedowns you will see in mixed martial arts, but he's much more than that. Loves to walk forward and just destroy legs and break faces. One of the most exciting fighters that you will see here at 155 pounds. And there's his buddy, Raúl Manfio, another Brazilian fighter. Comes from a striking background, though. Excellent Muay Thai fighter, excellent in the clinch. Tends to, once he heats up, he just gets more and more dangerous. Don't want him in a rhythm, but that is a guy who's very dangerous.
All right, so some really established talents in both lightweight and welterweight division looking to chase another championship, but also some exciting newcomers. And if you're an exciting newcomer, that's what you're up against, is people who already have been through this before. Time to focus on some of those newcomers. And joining us to help with that, the 5th member of our broadcast team, Megan Anderson.
Thanks, Sean. Well, I'm here with fellow Australian Shane Mitchell. Shane, you're making your PFL debut and your USA debut tomorrow night. I know there's a lot of emotions, a lot of excitement, but it's a big flight to make it over here to the US. How has the time change and the jet lag affected you this week?
You know, I actually handled it pretty well. Yeah, travel time, it's roughly 24 hours. Yeah, so, but no, bouncing back, I found it, yeah, within a day, just made sure I got here, didn't sleep till night. And I fit in quite well, yeah.
That first day is definitely rough. But your first fight up, you're up against a very dangerous, undefeated prospect. He's well-rounded, he's tough. How do you plan on shutting him down tomorrow night?
After doing a bit of background on him, I feel like I outclass him everywhere. Honestly, I feel like I outskill him everywhere. I'm expecting him to come in, looking to take me down, no doubt, just looking at his fights. But I feel like as soon as he comes in, I'll just make sure I punish him for it.
Well, good luck tomorrow night. Sean, back to you.
All right, thank you, Megan. We're here, though, for the weigh-ins, so let's get that effort started. First fight tomorrow night, and first fight to the scale, Magomed Umalatov, Delano Taylor.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow night, the action begins 7 p.m. Eastern, live on ESPN and ESPN+. And it's time to get those fighters on the scale. Here to officiate, the president of fighter operations, Ray Sefo. Approaching the scale from the blue corner, fighting out of Miami, Florida, the postman, Delano Taylor. Official weight, 169 pounds. Approaching the scale from the red corner, fighting out of Astrakhan, Russia, Prince Magomed Umalatov. Official weight, 170.5 pounds.
Second bout of the evening will also take place at welterweight. Carlos Leal David Dubois.
Approaching the scale from the blue corner, fighting out of Dusseldorf, Germany, Siga David Zawada. Official weight, 170.5 pounds. Approaching the scale from the red corner, fighting out of Curitiba, Brazil, the Lion, Carlos Leal. Official weight, 168.75 pounds.
A bonus heavyweight feature on the card tomorrow night between Dennis Goldsaw and Cesar Ferreira.
Heading to the scale from the blue corner, fighting out of Boca Raton, Florida, Cesar Ferreira. Official weight, 215.75 pounds. Taking the scale from the red corner, fighting out of St. Petersburg, Russia, Denis Goltsov. Official weight, 245.5 pounds.
Up next, the first lightweight contest of our 2023 season. Clay Collard, Yamato Nishikawa.
Taking the scale from the blue corner, fighting out of Hokkaido, Japan, Yamato Nishikawa. Official weight, 153.5 pounds. Approaching the scale from the red corner, fighting out of Burley, Idaho, Cassius Clay Collard. Official weight, 154.5 pounds.
And up next, 2022 lightweight champion Olivier Aubin-Mercier and Shane Burgos.
Taking the scale from the blue corner, fighting out of Monroe, New York, Hurricane Shane Burgos. Official weight, 156 pounds. Approaching the scale from the red corner, fighting out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, the Canadian gangster, Olivier Aubin-Mercier. Official weight, 155.5 pounds.
Here's a look at the tail of the tape for this main event. Olivier Aubin-Mercier, Shane Burgos. The Canadian gangster is 2 years older. Shane Burgos is 1 inch taller. Burgos also weighed 1 pound heavier. Arm reach advantage for Burgos. Leg reach advantage for OAM. Before we send it to Brett Okamoto, I gotta say, Shane Burgos looks big at 155 pounds.
He looks massive, and he's going up against one of the largest 155-pounders that you're going to see in OAM. So I don't think he was giving up any size there to the Canadian.
Brett is standing by with Hurricane Shane.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. Well, I might as well ask the guy himself. They're saying that you looked pretty big and pretty healthy at 155 pounds. What's it feel like to step on the scale at 155?
God, man, I feel amazing at 155. This fight week has been the best. This fight camp has been the best. Give me the best. Give me the guy that won the season off the bat. When I'm feeling this dang good, man, I'm pumped.
It was hard on us to only be able to watch you fight one time last year. How hard was it on you, and how eager are you to step into that cage tomorrow?
You can see me, man. You can see. I cannot wait for tomorrow night, guys. You're gonna see the best Shane Burgos the world has ever seen. It's been too long. I'm ready to go.
Tell me, give me a prediction. What do you think you're gonna do this guy tomorrow night?
By any means necessary, I'm getting that finish tomorrow. Bank on it.
We missed you, Shane. Welcome to the PFL. Guys, back to you.
Randy, he looks great. He obviously feels great. But a tough test, especially when you're making your PFL debut.
Yeah, this guy calculates as well as anybody. OAM is just so good at coming up with those game plans, sticking to it, finding those little chinks and ways to find a way to win.
We'll see what OAM has to say about how big Shane looks. Megan Anderson is standing by with the Canadian gangster.
Thanks, Sean. Well, Olivier, you're coming into this season the 2022 champion. Is there any pressure, whether external or internal, to reproduce those same results from last year?
No, not for me anyway. Maybe people would like to see that for sure, but I mean, I'm happy with what I accomplished. So this one is it's a bonus, It's all fun.
Well, your opponent, Shane Burgos, big name. He's making his PFL debut. He's also coming up a weight class, making his lightweight debut, having fought at 145 pounds most of his career. Do you see yourself having a size advantage tomorrow night?
I don't know. I didn't see myself beside him. Was I big? Was I like?
I mean, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Well, I guess maybe I have a size advantage, but anyway, I cannot trust that, So many 145 came up at 155 and did really good. Poirier did that. Oliveira did that. So I cannot trust that. I have to be ready for the best Shane Burger ever.
Well, good luck tomorrow. Sean, back to you.
Thank you, Megan. I love that. Did I look big?
Always with the mind games. Always with the mind games.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen it time and time again. Rob Wilkinson coming up a weight class. Bruno Capelozza coming up a weight class and finding that success that they've been looking for a long time. Yep.
Yeah, it's becoming a trend in the sport where people fight closer to a more natural weight. They produce healthier results. And honestly, we've seen people who were never contenders at a lower weight class rise up the ranks quickly at a more natural way.
Yeah, and again, having 4 fights, you know, with a pretty quick turnover, you don't want to cut that much weight. So I think this is a much better setup for Burgos for sure.
All right, we still have more fighters to get on the scale, including these two, Natan Schultz, Stevie Ray, and Justin Roberts makes them come out.
Tomorrow night, the action continues at 9:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. Let's get those fighters to the scale. Approaching the scale from the blue corner, fighting out of Kirkcaldy 5, Scotland, Braveheart, Stevie Ray. Official weight 155 3/4 pounds. Approaching the scale from the red corner, fighting out of Joinville, Brazil, Natan Russo Schultz. Official weight 155 1/2 pounds.
No points on the line in this next bout. This is a showcase affair at welterweight. Zach Jusula and Brandon Jenkins.
Heading to the scale from the blue corner, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, the human highlight reel, Brandon Jenkins. Official weight 170 1/2 pounds. And approaching the scale from the red corner, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Zach Jusula. Official weight 170 3/4 pounds.
Back to league action at lightweights, Bruno Miranda, Ahmed Amir.
Taking the scale from the blue corner, fighting out of Manama, Bahrain, the Butcher, Ahmed Amir. Official weight 155 pounds. Approaching the scale from the red corner, fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Bruno Robusto Miranda. Official weight 156 pounds.
Up next, more welterweight regular season action between Shane Mitchell and Naive Lopez.
Heading to the scale from the blue corner, fighting out of Atizapán de Zaragoza, Mexico, Cachorro Naive Lopez.
¡Cachorro! ¡Venga, perro! ¡Venga! ¡Viva México, cabrones! ¡México, cabrones! ¡A huevo!
Official weight, 170.5 pounds. And taking the scale from the red corner, fighting out of Adelaide, Australia, Triple A, Shane Mitchell. Official weight, 171 pounds.
¡Venga, cachorro! ¡Viva México, perro!
Up next, former lightweight champion Haush Manfield taking on a perennial contender in Alexander Martinez.
Approaching the scale from the blue corner, fighting out of Grand Prairie, Alberta, Canada, Alexander Martinez. Official weight, 155.25 pounds. And taking the scale from the red corner, fighting out of Porto Alegre, Brazil, Warhorse Haush Manfield. Official weight, 155.75 pounds.
At welterweights, Magomed Karamov and Ben Egger.
Heading to the scale from the blue corner, fighting out of Tigard, Oregon, Brutal Ben Egley. Official weight, 170.25 pounds. And taking the scale from the red corner, fighting out of Dagestan, Russia, Magomed Karamov. Official weight, 171 pounds.
Our final bout of the night will take place at welterweight. In the regular season, means points and a spot in the playoff standings on the line as Sadabusi takes on Jarrah Al-Salawi.
Approaching the scale from the blue corner, fighting out of Amman, Jordan, the Jordanian Lion, Jarrah Al-Salawi. Official weight, 170 3/4 pounds. And taking the scale from the red corner, fighting out of Stockholm, Sweden, the Swedish Denzel, Sadabusi. Official weight, 171 pounds.
Let's take a look at the tape for this welterweight feature. Sadabusi, last year's welterweight champion, is 6 years older than Jarrah Al-Salawi. He's also 4 inches taller. Both men weighed in at the welterweight limit of 171 pounds. You can see a significant reach advantage on both arms and legs favoring Sadabusi. Sean O'Connell, Randy Couture, Kenny Florian here beside the Smart Cage. And Randy, we saw Sadabusi at his very best a season ago, on the road to a championship. But also, we're seeing how loaded this welterweight class is in 2023. How do you stay ahead of the curve if you're Sadabu?
Man, it's a real challenge in this weight class. A lot of returning champs, a lot of very, very tough guys. But Sadabu has the work ethic. He's not afraid to put himself out there. He sees his glaring weaknesses. He's been training here a lot, shoring up that wrestling, that defensive wrestling, being able to use those long range striking weapons that he has in those feet and those hands. So he's going to be tough for anybody to repeat in the PFL, but he can get it done.
Well, his first test tomorrow night is against Jarrah Al-Salawi, who's standing by with Brett Okamoto.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. And Jarrah, you know, talk about a way to kick off this 2023 season. You're facing the guy who won in 2022. What was your reaction when you drew out this assignment you were going to be facing Sadabusi in the first round?
يقول لك شلون ردة فعلك يوم عرفت انك بتواجه البطل مال اخر سنه؟
هذا الشيء بعطيني دافع وحافز وخليني كثير متحمس حتى اغتنم هالفرصة. جهزت كثير منيح لهذا الفايت لاني حلعب مع البطل وان شاء الله مستعد اعمل مفاجأة كثير كبيرة.
This gave me motivation to train harder and prove to everyone and show everyone my skills, and it gave me a lot of motivation to train hard. I took this very serious. I train hard, and inshallah I will win this fight.
Well, it should be a great way to kick off the 2023 season. Thank you guys so much. Sean, back to you.
Thank you, Brett. Kenny, what are Jarrah's chances? We know that this guy's talented. He's a finisher, and he's always thought that this format favors him because he likes to get the job done quickly.
Well, he certainly isn't going to be as long as his opponent, Sadabusi. So he's got to find a way to get on the inside. It's going to come down to his ability to feint and mix things up. I had a chance to talk to some of his coaches over at Killcliff, and they were extremely impressed with his skills and how good of a training partner he is, and they believe that he's ready to play spoiler tomorrow night.
Let's see what the 2022 welterweight champ has to say about this matchup. He's with Megan Anderson.
Thanks, Sean. Well, Sadabu, you kind of got a target on your back coming into the season as the 2022 champion. How have you prepared mentally to deal with that pressure and be able to make a statement this year?
Hey, to be honest, I don't feel the pressure at all. I feel privileged to be here one more year. My training camp has been amazing. My trainer has been helping me. I have a mental coach put me in the right frame of mind, and I'm ready to go.
Love to hear it. Well, your opponent, he's known for his striking and his body kicks. Striking's also kind of up your alley as well, although we have seen your evolution as a mixed martial artist here over the last couple of seasons. With how explosive both of you are, do you see this one going the distance?
I do not.
What is your prediction for this one?
So it's hard to give an exact prediction for me because he's a good fighter. He's a tough fighter. But I've been training amazingly. Like my training camp has been amazing. I feel that it could be quick. It could be 2 rounds, but I don't see going the whole distance.
Well, good luck tomorrow night. Sean?
All right, thank you, Megan. So, fighters weighed in, everybody ready to go. We got a bonus welterweight showcase. We got a heavyweight bout that we threw in here with the lightweights and the welterweights. 5 belt holders. 5 in the PFL on the card tomorrow night. The action begins on ESPN with 5 incredible fights. 7 Eastern on ESPN Plus, ESPN and ESPN Deportes. From there, starting at 9:30 Eastern, we go exclusively to ESPN Plus. Regular season points and a spot in the playoff standings contested at lightweight, at welterweight, and even one bout at heavyweight. You're going to want to be there for all the action live from Las Vegas.